That's
Now,
it.
how about your experiences with clients that have had past life issues and maybe, well, let's talk a little bit about like karma.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what is your take on a soul being reborn and, in the position we come into in life and what we inherit and what we don't inherit psychologically as well as materialistically, all that stuff. Like, am I going to come back as a frog next life if I'm a
No.
jerk? Like, how does all of this work?
Karma, yeah,
What's your take on that?
karma does exist, absolutely. And so most of my clients that I work with, this is their last human incarnation, we'll say. And so
Oh,
they are
wow.
kind of graduating from the earth school, we'll say.
Hmm.
Uh, and again, by doing this internal work, as within, so without, so you're helping to heal your ancestor, your lineage, but also the collective. We're all connected at that soul level. And so yes, karma does exist. And I do work with my clients on clearing any karma from any lifetime throughout all infinite realities and eternities. And um, source is very clear, though. You have free will. If you choose not to transmute or heal in this lifetime, you will be given the opportunity to do it again. It may not be in this form. It may most likely be in another form, but that lesson or that commitment that you made at a soul level to heal or to awaken or transmute whatever it was will continue on.
Hmm.
So I say no. I say no decision is a bad decision, but there can be consequences
Hmm. Hmm.
because you cannot fail. All will eventually lead to the same place of true liberation. But it's just how gracefully do you want to do that? How much do you want to resist that? How do you want to surrender? That's where the free will part comes in. It's all destiny anyway. It's yet how do you want to perceive it? Do you want to
I was
perceive it
actually
as
just I was just going to ask you that, like, where does destiny meet free will and fate? Like, what all these words that get thrown around,
I
and it,
know,
with an
totally.
expert like you, tell us your view on fate, destiny, free will, or how's that mix go together?
So this was probably the easiest way that it was explained to me many years ago because I had that same question. Like, well, if it's all destined, then where's the free will in that?
Uh-huh.
Free will would be the perception of your destiny, meaning exactly
Ooh.
what you said at the beginning of the podcast. Do you want to be a victim? Or do you want
Mm.
to be a creator of your reality, victim to
Mm-hmm.
all the circumstances, or see how it was necessary that I went through that experience to guide me to exactly where I am today. You picked the souls that played the family that you were born into.
Mm.
You picked the souls to play the coworkers, the schoolmates, the lovers, the partners. We picked them all. So that part would be considered the fate and the destiny, because at a soul level, we already made those agreements before we got here and incarnated. The free will part would be what we just discussed. Am I going to be a victim to this and continue to repeat this cycle and not wake up to it, or am I going to be the creator of my reality and be the responsible common denominator? Like, oh, I see how this was necessary. This was
Mm-hmm.
part of my destiny. I had to meet that ex-husband. I had to divorce him. I had to go through this. That's where the free will came in, where I stopped being the victim and I understood the power of why it was part of my destiny and how I chose that.
And I would add to that too that free will comes in because we're never done learning the lessons, right? I mean, like, I guess we're done learning a lesson, but then we get another lesson, and then
Mm-hmm.
sometimes life will test us with similar situation in a new
Yes.
arena. And it's like, that's when the free will comes in. It's like, all right, well, which way are you going to
Yes.
go? You have to make that choice,
Yes.
though. Life gives you another opportunity sometimes to see what you're going to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's really I say that's really to make sure that you're congruent with what you said
Ah,
you were congruent with. Like
nice.
it is, I know I use the word test sometimes too. And I was like, it's more like, we're just going to double check to make
Uh-huh.
sure you really got that lesson because you said you got it. And we're going to bring
Mm.
this other character in the mix and see if you really did get it. Are you going to obligate your inner child once again to get your
Mm.
needs met by somebody that's not of the same energy or
Mm-hmm.
um, or capacity to love as you are, because you did it in the past 15 more times. Let's just throw it in the mix and just kind of make sure you're congruent. And then once you really are congruent, then they can't even show up in your field of awareness. They don't even, those players don't even appear anymore.
Oh, that's cool.